Well, one good Mario Bava movie deserves another, and another first time watch, again from Arrow, is Barren Blood. Directed by Mario Bava, came out in 1972, and this basically tells the story of Baron von Kleist, this madman from the 16th century that tortured and brutalised a lot of people, who was ultimately killed and cursed by a witch to consistently come back to life and suffer the same pain of death over and over again. And that's the sort of backstory to the movie. We're in the early 70s. We have an American ancestor of Kleist who comes to Austria and happens to go and visit his heritage. He wants to go and find out a little bit more about his wacky great-grandfather, or great-great-great-grandfather, whatever, and he gets there and he is just an idiot, a typical person that thinks they can go in and control the supernatural and do silly stuff. Pretty much if this guy didn't visit this, we wouldn't have a movie at all. He hooks up with one of the people that is restoring the castle, and they go one night, they do an incantation, and something weird happens. Somebody tries to get in the door starts to bulge and move out. This big oak door starts to act all supernatural when they quickly do another incantation and it stops. But this starts to tick over in his head, and the next day he goes back with that girl and does it again, only this time a wind blows and throws their parchment into the fire, and they can't do the incantation to stop it. And Barren Blood, as he was affectionately known by the people that ran in terror from him, is back yet again to terrorise the local village. That's the basic idea of Barren Blood. We have this character who was cursed to just consistently bleed, to look all strange and gnarly, and have these hands that were all torn up, and the face that's all torn with blood and decrepit and decomposing. He's back in his castle, wanting to continue his reign of terror, his torturous behaviour. He is someone who loves to inflict pain, and he is back. The only thing that he has to fear is his nephew and the girl that did the incantation, because they can stop him once more, but they'll be taken out soon enough. This is a kind of gothic horror tale set in this massive fancy castle that just adds all kinds of narrow passageways, shadows, and just sheer atmosphere that adds to the movie. You get to see the Baron a few times, but wisely they keep him in the shadows or just out of sight, or he'll be in a corner of the room watching. And he likes to murder people. He has a dungeon full of all kinds of strange toys that he wants as well. And we also get the introduction of someone who has just bought the castle, who wants to live there. And there is a little bit of a mystery throughout the movie as to how are they going to stop the Baron. But it's pretty much just a rampage as this force of nature is back once again to unleash terror on everybody that he possibly can. There is gruesome murder set pieces. There is interesting choices of angles as camera sort of looms about this castle. There is some downright horrible imagery where you have, late on in the movie, one of the big spires at the castle, which is hundreds of feet off the ground, has these wooden spikes with bodies just hanging off them as the Baron is really starting to get into his groove once more. And it's just a great entertaining fun flick. You have this creepy little girl in a lot of the movie who seems to be able to sense a lot about the Baron, seems to know a little bit more than she should, and can offer sort of answers along the way. This was a whole lot of fun. This was something I wasn't really expecting. I wasn't sure what I was going to get into. I didn't realise it was really a supernatural tale. That's the thing with just throwing some of these things on. You don't know what you're walking into. Mario Bava, along with a few other Italian directors, is really becoming someone that I am enjoying watching, going through his filmography. You know, you get Argento, who's the big one. Watch some of Deodato's stuff, Bava's, Martino's, Lucio Fulci. These are all directors that I've just discovered in the past year or two, and I am loving their output. This is entirely my thing. Fantastic movies. The effects look good. The blood and guts is terrific. and used to a great effect. There is a nice slow death as somebody is in a kind of coffin with the door has spikes on it, and it's slowly closed over on them. You know, as the Baron doesn't like to rush his work. And I thought the movie was pretty terrific. The ending and the reveal is something that I feel you can see coming a mile away, but it doesn't detract from the movie. You still get some interesting characters, especially that lead character who is extremely flawed because he just comes here, thinks he's better than everybody and is going to revive the Baron regardless of the costs. But yeah, I thought this movie was really fun. One of my favourite scenes in it is the moment with the little creepy girl, or the girl that can be creepy, who's running about the woods, and the Baron is there kind of chasing after her, and you have this uneasy sense that something could happen to her. You know, it's not a safe movie. It's not a movie where you watch and you go, I know that kid's going to be fine, she's going to be okay. You actually feel like at any point she is going to be not just killed but brutally murdered, because this is just a killing machine that is on the loose. Great, fantastic movie, really well done. I'm really impressed with this one as well. I would love to know your thoughts on Baron Blood. Let me know in the comment box below, and of course, if you haven't already done so, I'd pick up the Arrow version of this. There's 3 versions of the movie on it. You get the Italian version, you get the English dub version, and you get an AIP version, which is, if I just see, is re-edited and redubbed with an alternate score, which I may check the next time I'm watching this out. But of course, first time you always go with the original, don't you? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Man vs. Film.